Miles, everything that I have told you is true. Except that the abortion didn't leave me barren. I made that up because you and your mother were putting so much pressure on me about having a baby.
I want to believe you.
Fallon's baby isn't yours, so I decided that I would give you a baby.
Last time on the Colbys.
You and Cash can conspire all you want. You're not going to scare me off him. Nobody's conspiring against you. You'll never take Scott away from me. You may be his natural mother, but when I adopted him, I got a piece of paper that says he belongs to me.
You adopted me? She's my mother?
Scott, let me explain, Scott, sweetheart.
You've heard about the offer Colbys had from New York.
Yes. Is this exciting?
If he goes to New York, I'm afraid I'll lose him.
You must let him be independent. That's the true test of a relationship.
Well, this is it. It's ours.
Why didn't you discuss it with me first?
Because I wanted to surprise you.
How do you think your father's going to feel if we move out now, when you've just given some of your shares to Philip? He needs you, Jeff. And you need him more than you know.
I know Philip better than Connie did, and much better than Jeff does. And I know he loves to tear things apart.
Get me the last known address in Singapore for Hoyt Parker.
Why go after Parker now?
Keep Jeff from making the biggest mistake of his life.
A lot of people would like to find Hoyt Parker.
I have to find out whether that was really my brother.
Is this your brother?
Phil. I met this lady in Singapore. Her name is Miss Maya Kumara.
Hoyt Parker. So this is where you've been hiding yourself.
You're Hoyt Parker. You were with Connie in Kathmandu. It's impossible.
Yes. Tell us. I'm fascinated. You've been leading a double life, Hoyt. Or is it Philip?
No big mystery, really. Hoyt was my buddy in prison. We escaped together and headed to Laos. Hoyt had some business contacts there.
Yeah. Running guns.
There were no corporate ladders for Colbys to climb over there. It was a question of basic survival.
You could have come home.
To what? A brother who hates my guts? An unfaithful wife? Frankly, I preferred the jungle. Hoyt died on the way to Laos. Malaria. I assumed his identity. I knew his name would open doors for me. And Philip Colby disappeared off the face of the earth.
You could disappear now. Right now. As quick as you get back. Wait a minute, Jason. I don't understand either, but...
No.
No. He's Hoyt Parker. Hoyt Parker killed my sister.
What the hell are you talking about? I loved Connie. And you know it.
You took her money. Now she's dead. Why you... Jason. He's still your brother, for God's sakes.
It's all right. Now, excuse me. Ladies, I believe I have some packing to do.
You didn't have to go that far, Jason.
Whose side are you on?
I'm not taking sides. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have done that in front of all of us.
Kill Connie. She's the only one who ever had any faith in me. Believed in me. Just trying to help me.
How?
An arms deal. I was the middleman. The buyer advanced me $2 million. I made the buy. We got screwed up at the border. Customs confiscated the weapons. So there I was. No money, no arms, and a buyer with no sense of humor. He wanted his money back.
So was Aunt Connie to the rescue?
I was lucky she was in India. She got the $2 million.
Why didn't you pay them off? Instead, you bought Colby stock.
You know about that. It was a dead end, Jeff. I figured when I get out, get back on my feet, thought maybe I'd invest it, make a profit, and pay it off.
You didn't come back because Connie was killed. Why did you?
I came back because Jason was marrying your mother. I loved her. She loved me once.
I read your letters to Uncle Cecil. They didn't exactly sound loving. You were swearing to divorce her.
I was angry. I was upset. She cheated on me.
Well, then why didn't you come back after you escaped out of that prison camp?
After all those years, she got remarried. I figured, what the hell could I do about it then?
So you came back to screw up Jason's wedding.
When I was in Vietnam, he was here seducing my wife.
Well, that's a lousy thing to say.
It's a lousy thing to do. She was young, alone, and he couldn't keep his hands off her. And the only good thing that came out of this mess, I wish you were my son. I'll never forgive him.
Jeff. I think we'd better talk. I'd like some time alone. It's important. Maybe tomorrow. I think we need some time to cool off.
You were a fool to try and deceive Jason.
Let him think what he wants. I'm through explaining myself to Jason or anyone else for that matter.
There's no need to get defensive with me. All this double identity stuff. What's he supposed to think?
He always does, the worst. Well, this time I'm a murderer.
Look, he'll know you had nothing to do with Connie's death once he cools down. Why don't you speak to him in the morning?
No, I'm through. Through begging Jason.
So what you gonna do? Cut your losses and run?
What losses? What have I got to lose here? Except a lot of problems I didn't want in the first place.
Yes, but if you don't face them, you're gonna prove Jason was right about you.
Well, it's important for Jason to be always right, isn't it? Let him enjoy it.
So, where to this time?
I don't know. Far away from the Colbys as I can get, that's for sure.
Well as Frankie? You're running out on her, too? I know all about it, darling. You are not very discreet.
Nothing gets by Sable. For 30 years.
Well, you weren't very discreet then, either. I think that you fell in love with Frankie the first moment you laid eyes on him. It seems you're still in love with her.
Everything changes, kiddo.
Except that?
You asking me or telling me?
Well, that's how it is for me with Jason, and I think you and I are very alike, Philip. We think we're going to forget. It just won't go.
I want her.
You love her. Hope Jason never finds out.
I would think you'd welcome anything or anyone that would take Frankie away.
I was thinking of you. You saw him this evening. God knows what he'd do to you if he found out.
Just can't believe he did it.
I know it's hard for you to accept, darling. You looked up to him for so long, and now
It's just not like him.
Matt, we know what he's like. Running guns, changing names.
No, it's not Philip I'm talking about. It's Jason.
What?
Yeah, what he's done.
He's shown us that Philip's dangerous. You should be grateful for that.
No, that's his opinion. I just can't follow along blindly simply because I'm his son.
You spoken to Philip? What did he say? Did he explain it?
No, not really. I don't know. I've got more questions than I have answers now. I just don't understand why Jason did this.
To stop you from handing back part of the company to a con man.
Or to keep his brother out of the boardroom. And his bedroom, too.
Is that what Philip said? You don't believe that, do you?
Don't you understand? I mean, you said that I don't know Philip, and that's true, I don't. But how well do I know Jason?
Oh, Jeff, come on.
I mean, he says he was in New York when actually he was in Singapore. And then this little show downstairs, well, he doesn't trust me.
Oh, of course he trusts you, darling. It's just that your emotions are involved.
No, so are his.
He loves you, Jeff. You love him. You don't want to throw that away, do you?
You're just going on the word of this woman, Maya Kumara.
I had her story checked out. She's telling the truth. Sorry I sprung her on everyone that way, but to show Phil the way he really is to Jeff. You too.
Me? Nothing about Philip could surprise me.
I'm glad to hear it. You've been so upset since he got back, but he's really gone now. We can finally get married. Hey, what is it?
Not yet, Jason.
Why not yet?
I can't. I can't.
It's Phil, isn't it?
Partly. Mostly you.
How's that? I'm the same.
No. That whole thing tonight. You didn't have to go that far.
Is that really the way you feel about it?
Yes.
And he isn't gone, is he? He's still here between us. But I haven't changed. You have.
That's not true. I feel so guilty, not only about everything that's happened to him, but what I did to him. I can't face him. I feel so ashamed.
You're ashamed to marry me?
No, I'm embarrassed. It was different when I thought he was dead, but now, how can I?
We'll go someplace else then. Get married there, where no one can see us.
No.
Why not?
I want some time. I need some time. Don't bully me!
Lady, if you think I'm bullying you, you've got the wrong man.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You slept here in the house last night.
Yeah, so did you. Looks like.
Trouble with Frankie?
Thank you.
Philip.
That's my own fault, letting him back here in the first place. Well, he's out now for good.
I remember you saying that before. And then the night that we found out that he was missing, presumed dead, you blamed yourself for being too hard on him.
I guess I wasn't hard enough. If he had anything to do with Connie's death,
Oh, I know, but I can't believe that he did. Can you? Anyway, it's your decision. And whatever it is, I'm with you. You're having a tough time, I know.
Tough for you, too. How you doing?
I'm all right. If you are. Yes. Oh, he just walked in. It's Philip.
Yeah.
Hello, Jeff. I'm sure you've had second thoughts about your generous offer. I was counting on the shares. I'm in a spot.
What kind of spot?
Well, can we meet somewhere and talk?
Yeah. Would that be okay? I can be there in an hour. All right, bye.
What do you want?
He's in a bind. He needs some money, I guess.
And you're gonna help him, in spite of everything you know now?
Yes, I'm going to help him.
I hate to see you working against your father.
Look, he's my uncle. He's a Colby. He's part of this family.
So's Jason. Sweetheart, family is what we're talking about. You've wanted it all your life. Your mother really loves Jason, and he's so in love with her. That's what you have to protect. Think about it, okay?
I gotta go.
I need some money. I need it now. Giving a lot of pressure.
How much?
$2 million.
$2 million? Why don't you sell your Colby stock?
Well, it's dropped in value. If I sell it now, I'll lose $300,000.
Well, then we're not talking $2 million. We're talking $300,000.
I'd like to hold on to the stock.
I'd like to hold on to my $300,000. But I'll lend it to you.
Well, you're no pushover.
I'll call you.
How was Scott this morning?
When I finally got him to open the door, he wouldn't even talk to me.
God, it's all my fault.
No, it isn't. He would have found out sooner or later anyway. Sooner, when people like Zach Powers knew about it.
Zach Powers knew?
Yeah, he tried to blackmail me with it, to get his hooks into emos.
That explains all the innuendos. About how Scott has the Colby look. My eyes. That must be how Mother knew, too. From Zach.
Now, the question is, where did he get it?
I don't know. But Mother owes me an explanation.
Pipeline reports, good job.
Thank you.
I wish emos were moving that well.
So when's the wedding?
Mother wants to put it off a while. That thing with Phil threw her for a loop.
Through us all.
I guess maybe I could have handled it better. It just seemed like the only way to make you see him clearly.
I understand. I still don't think he's involved in Connie's death. But I've decided not to give him those Colby shares. Not right now, anyway.
I'm relieved to hear that.
I don't feel too good about it. I think he has a right to. Holding them in trust for him.
He doesn't deserve it.
Why does he have to deserve it? He's family. He's broke and he's in trouble. I just can't turn my back on him.
You're not giving him the shares. What are you giving him?
$300,000.
Do you know where it'll end up, along with Connie's $2 million? Jessup turned up his character Sung. He fronts for an Asian syndicate in black market arms. Lovely fellas. My kid brother is up to his hips in hock to those guys. He will take your money and pour it down a bloody sewer full of rats.
Don't you think I know that?
And why the hell are you giving it to him?
I don't want him to get his throat cut. Don't you care about that? He's your brother. Oh, it makes me wonder. God forbid any of the rest of us should fall out of line.
I don't believe it. Zach's no blackmailer.
That's not all. He offered to help Adrian if there's a custody battle over Scott. Your boyfriend's been very busy behind your back.
Why? Why? What would he have to
inside information on emos.
He wouldn't do that to me, not for business.
That's how he does business. Lying and cheating. And you're helping him. Mother, get your head out of the sand.
He wouldn't betray me. Other people, perhaps, but not me. He loves me.
Does he love you as much as he hates Daddy?
Some women throw dishes. You a $20,000 vase. My darling Sabella, it's so good to have you back.
Don't you darling me. We no longer have that kind of relationship.
I agree. Darling is a bit personal with the distance you've put between us lately. What should I call you?
A fool for ever believing in you. For not seeing through you the first time you used me to trick Jason.
If this is another swan song for Jason, save it.
You have betrayed me from the start. You blackmailed Cash. Now you're helping his wife fight me for custody of his child. You know how much that child means to me.
As a gift to give to Jason.
So to hurt him, you hurt Monica and you hurt me. You have said that you love me.
I do, but you keep turning your back on me.
And you stabbed me. I hate you for what you've done.
I'd rather have your hate than your indifference.
So you've done all this just to provoke me?
Well, you're here, aren't you?
Oh.
Careful, my dear.
I will never forgive you for betraying me.
We betray each other. And we will again. You'll always come back.
Never.
Hello?
Frankie, don't hang up. I tried to call you 3 times today.
I don't want to talk to you. Please don't do this to me. Leave me alone. Leave all of us alone.
I want to see you. Can you meet me tonight?
I don't want to see you.
I don't know how you can say that after last night.
Nothing happened last night. It was just a kiss. There's nothing there, Philip.
Nothing. It's there, Frankie. It's always there.
I don't want to see you ever again.
I was expecting room service.
Should have been expecting me after that stunt last night.
And what's that?
Trying to squeeze money out of Jeff. You were wasting your time, I promise you that.
It's between me and Jeff. That's none of your concern.
I love that boy. I won't let it happen.
Love? I didn't know that word was in your vocabulary. It sure as hell wasn't when I was around. That's all I wanted, you know? A little love, respect. What would that have cost you?
Respect? You have to earn that, Phil. You never did understand that, did you?
But love. How does a kid earn love? I not only looked up to you, I worshiped you. You acted like I didn't exist. You and Dad on the inside, and me on the outside. Well, that's over. Big brother, I've paid my dues. And from now on, I do what I want.
Not with my son.
Your son.
My son, that's right. You take 1 red cent from him, I'll have you up on federal charges.
What charges?
You came into the country on a false passport. Hoyt Parker, I can prove that. you want to spend a lot more time in his cell, you stay away from Jeff.
I'm getting back everything you took from me, Jason. By God, I'll have it all.
I'm going to school now.
How was breakfast upstairs with Daddy?
Okay? Don't cry, Mommy. I won't leave you. I promise.
Oh, my precious baby. Yes, I am your mommy. No matter what they say, I am.
Adrian Cassidy's on her way in, Mrs. Colby. I'm sorry.
Oh, so I see. It's all right, thank you.
I'm sorry to barge in on you like this, but I'll only take a moment. I came to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm going home where I belong.
Oh, does this mean
That I'm giving up? Far from it. In fact, I'm taking Scott back to Washington with me. I doubt you'll ever see him again.
I'm not sure that you can do that.
Oh, yes, I can. I have been terrorized by you and your family for too long. But I finally found the armor to protect myself against you.
Zachary Powers. He won't save you. He can't.
I don't need Zach. I've got my son who loves me. No court would go against that.
You're deluding yourself, Adrian. You're unwell. You'll slip again. You have before. And then we'll prove that you're an unfit mother for Scott. I am sorry.
Oh, save your pity. You won't get my son. I will be the perfect mother, if only to make sure of it.
Just like old times.
What are you doing here?
Just taking a stroll down memory lane. Want to meet me in the hayloft?
If Jason found out you were...
Oh, no. Jason has failed to notify the staff that I'm persona non grata.
I don't want to see you.
You mustn't believe everything Maya says. She's being vindictive. She was jilted, you know.
Then she was your...
Mistress. You jealous?
I am not jealous.
Hang around Jason too much. You're gonna be just like him, square. You used to be like Connie. She never judged me.
And you never judged me? I sat in a courtroom and heard your judgment of me read out for the 6 o'clock news.
Well, Frankie, what did you expect me to do? You cheated on me.
I spent years thinking that Jeff was our son and that you died knowing he was. And all the time you hated me, and now you want me to love you?
What is it?
Nothing. My horse was just acting.
I wanted to talk to you about Dad.
Why you postponed the wedding?
What's the rush?
It's Philip, isn't it? I'm sure his coming back made a difference. You said you loved him. At least that's what you told me when you thought he was my father.
Yes, I loved him. We loved each other.
If you loved Philip.
Why, Jason? Don't ask me that.
I need to know.
I was lonely and miserable. I never heard from Philip, and Jason was always there to lean on. And one day it just happened.
Did you love Jason?
Yes, if it's possible to love two men at the same time, I loved him. I'd met him before Philip. Anyway, it only happened once, and we both regretted it, and he married Sable, and I lost Philip.
And now Philip's back.
Oh, Jim, I don't know. I do love Jason, but I married Philip, and that pulls me.
Have you talked to Jason about this?
I can't.
I know what you mean. I'm having trouble getting through to him myself.
I don't know where to turn.
I need him now more than ever, and he's not there for me.
What's so urgent that you had to come here on your day off?
I'm meeting Bliss later, but I had to talk to you first. This is so difficult for me to ask such a favor, but I must.
Look, you're the star of my company. You can ask me anything.
Even to release me from my contract?
Well, that's already agreed. New York is a wonderful opportunity. To be the director of your own company, I'm going to be so proud of you.
Mrs. Colby.
Yes, I will let you out of your contract for the next season.
They want me now.
Now?
In 2 weeks.
Before the end of the season. I'm going to have to find a replacement for you.
Yes. I'm sorry to have to ask you this and upset your plans for the company.
Well, the company is one thing. I can deal with that. What are you going to do about Bliss?
You mean leave Los Angeles? My family?
Bliss, you're not a little girl anymore. You're a grown woman. The world is a big place, not just the Colby estate in Bel Air.
And if I decide not to go, will you stay with me?
I left my home, my family, my country to be with you. You're my world. But if you won't come with me, then I can't accept the offer.
Then you'll resent me for making you give up an opportunity you've worked so hard for.
No. I just resent you for cheating us out of our honeymoon in Manhattan.
What?
I've been doing a lot of thinking about you and about us. I know what I want now. I hope you want it too. How would you like a dancer for a husband? Terrible hours, always complaining of aches and pains and funny shoes.
Any dancer in particular?
For you, I'd be willing to audition for the part.
Oh, Kolya. Oh, Kolya. Yes!
Oh, no, you're mistaken. I was anxious to do business with Hoyt Parker, not Philip Colby.
Well, a deal by any other name would still smell as sweet.
A deal?
Contract proposals for the Emos project.
You have access to them?
Yes, access.
Well, if you're telling the truth, I might be interested, yes? Provided the price is right, of course.
$5 million.
Oh, I think we can find a more mutually acceptable amount, don't you? Shall we say $2 million? That is how much you owe your anxious Oriental friends, isn't it?
Well, I see you're way ahead of me. left over, you know, pocket money. 4.
3, and we've got a deal.
We're in business.
I'm always delighted to be in business with a clever man, especially if he's a Colby. You must hate your brother almost as much as I do.
No. Never get mad. Just even.
Well, I guess that covers it. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Jeff, is there something else?
Yes, there is. There's been a lot of tension between us lately. I feel bad about it, that's all.
And so do I.
It seems there's a difference of opinion. I'd like to work them out.
The only problem we've got is my brother. He'd be gone now if it weren't for you.
Now, wait a minute.
As long as you keep on acknowledging him, we'll never be rid of him.
You're going to have to deal with him sooner or later. He won't go away simply because you order him to.
We will see about that.
It's not a matter of geography. I mean, he's in here. For you, for me, and for my mother. You're going to have to face that.
What's this got to do with your mother?
In case you haven't noticed lately, she's having trouble dealing with her feelings about him.
She has no feelings about him.
Has she told you that?
As a matter of fact, she has. She loves me. I love her.
You're sure?
The hell do you mean?
Maybe you're kidding yourself. And her.
Do you remember the first time we were together in D.C.?
Mm-hmm.
You were just a college girl. Beautiful. Too damn bright for your own good.
And you were so awkward.
Awkward?
Oh, it was charming. I was so nervous. It helped me that you were too.
I loved you. I still do.
I love you too.
I knew that first night we had to be together. It's taking a lot longer than I thought, but it's happening.
Did you know the pain it would cause?
You know, even if I had, it still would have ended up this way. I instructed my lawyers to file the divorce papers.
Well, that won't solve our problems with Scott. Oh, Cash, we've hurt him so much.
It's going to be harder for him than for any of us, but I'm hoping he can bounce back. I mean, it could be for the best. There's no more secrets. Nothing more that can hurt him. We don't have to face any legal battles with Adrian now. He won't be all ours, but at least we'll have him half the time.
But will he have me?
Room service. I'll be right back. I'm coming. You can put it right over.
Sorry to interrupt.
I was just going to take a shower.
Oh, please. I know she's in here. I can smell her perfume on you. It doesn't matter anymore.
Adrian, what do you want?
I want to look you in the eye and make sure we understand each other. I got a call from your lawyer. You'll get your divorce, but you don't get Scott. Did you really think you get to keep that tramp and my baby, too?
You know I have a right to joint custody.
I don't give a damn about your right. You are not getting him.
Don't make me take you to court.
You won't go to court, Cash. And neither will the Colbys.
Don't be too sure.
And drag Monica Colby through the mud? What sort of impact would that have on the Colby business? Or the Emos project? You wouldn't risk it.
Why are you doing this?
Frankly, because it feels good. See you in Washington, darling. She means it. As long as you're with me, she'll make sure you never see Scott.
We can stop her.
Oh, hell, court? Oh, Cash, I don't mind for myself. I'm not ashamed of the truth anymore. But Scott, it'd hurt him more than any of us.
Monica.
She's one, Cash. Don't you see? Leave her and marry me. Scott will lose his father. All I wanted for him 8 years ago was a home. I still do. I won't take that away from him. I can't.
How did you get in here?
That was easy enough.
Well, you can leave the same way.
What do I have to do, Frankie?
There's nothing you can do.
I don't want to leave here without you.
I don't want
Listen to me, please. Just sit down and listen, please. I've made a deal. It's all set up. You can leave here. I can take care of you.
I don't want to leave here. I love Jason.
No, you don't. You never did. Don't you remember how it was between us? Since the first time we laid eyes on each other. It's still that way, isn't it?
Get out of
You
here,
love
Philip.
me, Frankie. You always have. And you always will.
Jason, what are you doing back? Frankie said you'd be working late.
I was. I changed my mind.
Oh. I thought you had a very important business meeting.
Oh, not really. I cut it short. I thought I'd get back in time for some supper before bed. Well, good night, Sable.
Jason, don't.
Don't what?
It isn't any of my business.
What isn't? What's wrong?
Nothing.
Sable, you know, it's after 10. I really don't have time for this.
Don't go down there. She's down there.
Well, of course she's down there. What's wrong?
Please don't go.
Look, I've had a lousy day. Don't play these games. Please.
can't.